Hello guys, this is Plum Sauce and we are going to show you guys a Germany macro build for the Horstorical mod, Come to Brazil. Mostly the reason why I am showing you guys this build is for the purpose of for the mod, so that way it can be put into the guides channel, as currently the only guide that is available is the one by TD Camper. And let me show you this one. Open when done. It is very shitty, even though it is. I don't not claim. So TD clearly thinks that this is good, but basically the point of this is that this is an incorrect way to go about your focus order. And he even writes this in incorrectly. The Captain of Industry is unlocked at 4-year plan, so he writes this in as a third PP buy, which is actually correct, but you wouldn't be able to get that PP buy if you went for Tank Treaty. You'd want to buy some other things in advance. So, with that being said, we're going to go into the mod. And this will be done in 4-speed. I'll try and edit out as much of the random BS, but basically what we're going to go over is the starter macro, research, and then we'll just show you the entire build the way through. The build that I'm going to try and show you guys is a concentrated build. Is sound even coming through? I don't know. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, so the build that I'm going to try and show you is a concentrated build on Germany, which requires very precise macro. So it's not going to be something that can be done by everybody, but I think it's going to be very good to do. So yeah, things to keep in mind as an Axis, as the Axis team in Horst. Inf is very good, so asking your miners such as Spain, Hungary, and Romania and Bulgaria to all go for infantry is really good. As a side note, this is depending on the team composition you want to do. Bulgaria is a type of nation that can rush Amtraks. Here, let me show you the focus tree. War logistics, so you can rush Mech 3 or Amtrak's 1 probably. Yeah, Amtrak 1, which is researched after Mechanized 2. He can research that very quickly, and then he can get light amphibious tanks, which are probably the best in the game right now because light tanks have the best modifiers on terrain. And then most games that will be played in the Horse mod, at least on the Horse Discord, will be with Sea Lion enabled, so that should create some interesting gameplay for Bulgaria and the Axis included. So yeah, one other thing to keep in mind as well, the most optimal build for the Axis would be for Italy here to rush Fighter 2s. So he gets a... it's right here, so I mean, early mills is good on Italy anyways, but this 21-day focus here, it gives you a 2-year ahead of time plus a 200% bonus. So basically Italy can get Fighter 2s in early to mid 37. I think it's like May or June 37. Maybe it's a bit later, I'm not entirely sure, but the point is that they get it much earlier than you regardless of what you do, because if you look on Germany, it is just strictly a 1.5 year ahead of time penalty, so Italy will always get it ahead of you. So you want to produce those fighters. Why do you want to do that? Production efficiency works that if you produce the same technology, when you switch it over to your own technology, you will retain the vast majority of the production efficiency. So yeah, let's go through the starting research. Basically, because of that, rushing Fighter 2's day 1 isn't worth it. You could consider it worth it if you do rush Fighter 2 day 1. You'll get it mid to late 37, November 37, somewhere around the 17th of November 1937. However, if you don't, then you will get it January to February 38. Most people would argue that it doesn't really matter when you get this technology because you're not going to build mills until March 38, but that is up to your own discretion. So, but for the purposes of this build, and in my opinion, probably best to do is, instead of spending time researching the fighter, we're going to come over here and we are going to get railway cannons. We're not going to build a whole lot of railway cannons, but 25 bombardment equates to something like 15% stats, I believe, in the mod, and so maybe it is 25%. Regardless, maybe it's only 10. I don't really know. Irregardless of that fact, minus 10% stacked modifier, holy shit, I can't speak English, is really good. So we're going to go for that, which requires armored trains, which also is very good. If you guys aren't aware, recently the mod enabled logi striking, so you lose a lot of fucking trains when you're a major. So building a train with some good armor makes some good sense. Okay, so gun production. Since we're doing a concentrated build, which will require tools, civ, and tank. Tank is our most important tech. Of course, we want to research it. Yeah, okay. Production. We'll put down to 5 mils on infantry equipment. We start with 214,000 stockpiled. We don't need a whole lot of inf deployed, especially if we're asking all of our miners to go inf. Romania should, with a decent build, get 6 or 9 infantry for Danzig. Hungary could probably get another 3 or 6, and Spain could probably also get 3 or 6 inf. And depending if you have a Bulgaria, he could probably also get another maybe 3 or 6 infantry. All of this together means that you can pretty much just have Axis inf and tanks pushing through the speed bump known as the Benelux into France, and you can do that very quickly. So yeah. So we'll only need 5 mils on that. Trucks, normally I go 5 mils on this to begin with, but I'm going to go 4, and that's going to be for a specific reason, which we'll get to. Support equipment, I normally also would go up to 4, but we're going to stay 4 on that. Towed artillery, I think towed artillery is definitely worth it to put in your infantry, so we're actually going to invest pretty heavily into that, since we're going to delete this line once we get fighter 2s. We might not go that heavy, but we'll see. Fighter 1s, we don't want to produce. CAS, we'll put 3 mils on, and then we have 5 more mils, and so this is where the decision needs to come in. We want to produce TAC bombers. Do we want to produce more? No, I think this is fine actually. 5 mils should be okay. In terms of Navy, let's quickly go over the Navy LARP. This opening part of the build will definitely take a lot of the video time, but that's okay. We'll shorten down the rest of it once we've gone through all of the beginning stages, because that's really what's important. Then we can get into the naval LARP stuff. So the best thing to do in the mod currently is either cruisers or, cruisers, like light cruisers or heavy cruisers. Both have their respective design qualities. Light cruisers are just good because they're screens and they have a pretty good amount of HP, and they have you can get decent light attack on them. Heavy cruisers being good because they can't be targeted by light attack, and you would go light attack heavy cruisers in order to kill enemy screens, so you can torpedo, because torpedoing capitals is very strong. So basically we're going to do cruiser hulls. We should actually probably design the ship, that would be highly intelligent to do after talking about it. Let's fucking use our brines and click around, whatever. This doesn't really matter that much. This part might not get included. Who knows? If it is included, well, hello. Alright, we're just gonna... This is probably really stupid. I will get made fun of for this, but why do I care? I don't. Has almost no light piercing. This is almost the worst ship I've ever seen in my entire life. Very good. We're gonna produce it. We're ready. Okay, construction. Quick overview. Infrastructure got changed, so when you click it into a building, and when you read here, it shows that the state infrastructure is increasing the building of this by 1.8 times 1.8 construction speed, so that is very important. So building infra early game, really, really fucking good. Anywhere else that we want to build it, because I think we're going to build 3 infra. Honestly, this might sound weird, but we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. Most people would probably argue that doing just 2 here in Moselland and Rhineland for 2 100% slots would be the best thing to do, and I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that, but we're going to try something a little bit different and make 2 extra 80% slots. These probably won't get used early game because we have enough 80% slots anyways, but it might give us a little bit of a boost, especially around the time that we're building refineries, which is mostly what we're going to be using that for, I think. Do I want to do that actually? Nah, fuck that. You know what? I lied. Cut it out of the video. No, we probably leave it in. We're just going to build 3 infra like that, and then we're just going to max out the civs in that area. Nice. Okay, national focuses. Okay. So, as discussed, when we looked at TD's thing, it's kind of stupid. Rushing tank bonus is completely irrelevant. Rushing air innovations also pretty much completely irrelevant. I don't want to shit talk TD too much though. He's Yeah, okay. We'll probably cut this out. All right. Point is, we want to start with Rhineland. Okay, this is the most important focus. Okay, it gives us 10% war support and 120 political power that allow us to go war economy pretty much very early on. From there, we're going to actually skip over the tank bonuses and the air innovations bonus. So the reason that we're going to do this is because as much as these focuses are very strong, and getting your bonuses for your tank is super important. We're not, like we've already discussed earlier in the video when we're looking at production, we're not going to be putting mills on tanks until probably June or July 1938. Now, of course, there's also the argument that you need to get the Med 3 tech early on, but the longer that we prolong our rushing medium tanks and rushing the treaty with the USSR, well, that also means that the other nation that we're going to be playing later on in the game doesn't get access to tanks early as well. And this is part of the strategy. So, basically, other than taking Rhineland day one, which is probably the best thing to do, the only other option that I would say that is worthwhile is taking these two focuses right here at the beginning, naval rearmament and expand dockyard facilities, mostly so if you wanted to rush light cruiser 3s, which you could theoretically do instead of doing a railway gun tech. So you could choose to do a Navy build if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it. And for the purposes of this video, we're just going to go Rhineland. We're going to go 4-year plan. We're going to go all the way down to the KDF wagon. And then from there, we're going to go back to here. We're going to go for the tank. And then we're going to go for our air innovations. Then we're going to go down for Reichsautobahn for here. Then a research slot. Is I believe how that's going. Hopefully I didn't mess up the timings for that. I think I might also be able to get another 35-day focus done here before I have to do Sudetenland. Not entirely sure though. We're gonna figure that out as the time goes. All right. Next, no template. That doesn't matter. Airplanes in reserve. Don't care because there's no air wing experience. So that literally just doesn't matter. It may show up, but you literally can't get any training. No bonus from. Yeah. You can't get any XP from training air wings, so there's no point. No divisions in training. We don't care about that right now. Unassigned divisions. These vets we're pretty much going to save. We want to save them for Africa, so the fight for Africa is much more important than the fight for France. France is relatively easy in the mod. The more important thing is fighting in Africa, so vets give a 24% modifier in combat. That's pretty damn good, so we want to abuse that later on. Okay, and finally we have the use of Army XP. So obviously that's now here at the end, Officer Corps. In the first one, we're going to take political loyalty. I mean, who doesn't want a free 15% stability? Now our consumer goods has gone down. That's very good. And our output has gone up. Our political power gain has gone up. All of these things are good. And then secondly, we're going to go for the Army XP gain guy, Professional Officer Corps. And I believe that is it. Oh yeah, I guess we can also click Spy Agency. It's something that I always forget to do, but actually using cryptology is pretty good. If you decrypt your opponent, you get like a plus 20% breakthrough combat modifier and I believe something else, maybe even an entrenchment debuff modifier for your enemy. Irregardless, it's very good to use against like France and then against the UK early on in Africa. So yeah, definitely consider going for that. Yeah, okay. I believe that's everything. So let's just go into 4-speed. Nice. Nice. Oh yes, also something to remember. We want to go down here for this plus 15% factory output pre-Danzig, so we're going to click this, throw that into the video. Okay, coming up here, we have our first PP buy, which is going to be the 100 political power Joseph Goebbels. As discussed earlier, we want this 10% war support from him, which is very important because we will then be able to get war economy with the 10% from Rhineland. So we need both of those. Very important here. Actually here, instead of doing it like this, so we want to start building with 15 civs. I probably missed out on this and I could have started this earlier, but we want to spend our civs, we want to use our civs as smart as possible, so it's more important to get 15 civs going on this. Here, I'm going to pause the game real quick. More important to get 15 civs going on a civilian factory versus the infrastructure, which isn't really going to help us long term, but it will help us once this is done, because it will immediately go on to the state where we are improving it. Now we are going to hold focus here for a couple of days, because when we hold focus, we get +1 political power. It costs 1 PP to take a national focus, so we get +2.67 per day. So we want to hold for a little bit. This is what we call min-maxing. So if we did not do this, if we do this, it takes 5 days in order to take war economy, versus if we did not, it would have taken us about 10 days to take war economy. So it's only 5 days of difference, but that, relatively speaking, equates to about a mil or maybe 2 mils. Not for Danzig, by about 1 probably for Danzig, and then something like 4 maybe for Barb. So does it really matter? You could argue no, but you should probably do it if you want to do a perfect build. And then, as we said, we want to go for the 4-year plan. So why do we want to go for 4-year plan? Well, the 2 industry bonuses that are here are forced onto the final 2 tools researches, so we can take it as early as we want. It's not like a straight flat industry bonus, so that's really good. And then we want to get Heimar Schacht, so he gives you +1 civs, and then he also gives you civ factory construction speed +10%, which is a very small modifier. However, early on, that modifier will be exponential in its total value. So yeah, we want to take it as early as possible, especially because also once we do Sudetenland, he's gone. So yeah, we want to get him as early as possible. Then we want to come down here, which gives us another +10% construction speed. And then finally, we get 12 civs. We want to rush these 12 civs. The earlier civs, the much better. This gives us a larger economy earlier on in the game. And, well, I mean, how is that not a good thing, right? So yeah, 4-year plan. Alright, so now our first set of research is done. We're going to continue doing tools, because we want to rush tools. We're just going to rush tools until we're done tools 5. So this research slot has been eaten for the entire game until we get tools 5. Just bear that in mind. You're just not going to stop researching that. And then, as discussed as well, we want to get the railway cannon early on, and we'll probably take 2 mils off of artillery production for that. So yeah. Oh, actually, right now we're going to take 1 mil and put it on armored trains, so that way we don't get shit on as hard. Buggy wuggy. So, like we said, just rushing for the civs here. Okay, and continue to research. Actually here, instead of researching tanks, we're not going to rush tanks like that. We're going to rush concentrated 1 and construction 2, because we're not going for the bonus yet, so we don't want to waste any time here. We want to go for all of our industry early on here. Almost fucked that up. Once the Dora is done as well, we're going to start hard researching Fighter 2s, and I'll explain that right now. So the reason you would fight hard research Fighter 2s is this is just a strict 1.5 year ahead of time penalty, which just, so there's no like 10 or 50% like strict bonus on it. So it's every day pretty much that you hard research it is pretty much equivalent to a day being taken off if you were going to research it starting whatever 1.5 years in advance would be because of the bonus. That's a very poor way of explaining it, but it's just worth it. Just trust the process. Alright, and we're going to do the same thing once this focus ends. We're going to hold for, we're going to go early game, we're going to go mobile warfare expert here. We want the army XP gain. Very important, because we are trying to do 2 doctrines basically in this game. We're starting off by going for we're starting the game going for mass assault, and then we're switching over for the 15% factory output, and then we're switching over to mobile, probably. Some people would argue that mobile isn't the best way to do Germany anymore, but I still think it's probably the best. You get to save the most on IC on support companies, which is really big. Where's it? Basically, I don't know where it is, but the whole point is that you get like minus 50% cost to support companies. Who knows where it is? Whatever. I'm a stupid idiot. And we go for the next doctrine, or as early as possible. We want to rush the defense in depth. Early game here. Very important. Actually, it's probably better to do that. I won't show that. You're doing bad macro. We actually can hold focus here. And we'll go for the aircraft designer with this. Oh man, I did not do industry liaisons. Very cringe of me not to do so. Yeah, saves a lot of research days. Unlucky. Okay, aircraft designer. It'll be something that important that I'll be showing you coming up. Okay, I'm gonna pause the game real quick. So these 3 states here, Mosland, Rhineland, and Hessen, are all 100% building slots, and Westfalen is an 80% building slot. So this civ is going to be done on the 9th of January. Even though this civ has 400 to like IC built onto it, it's still not worth it for me to put this row of 15 civilian factories on this civ line until it's probably by the time Hessen comes around. I will switch this one on with the row of 15 and start juggling them in with the civs. But for right now, we want our highest infra state building with 15 civs. So just because it will be built faster, and so that's what matters. We want to build our civs as quickly as possible. Our next PP buy, we're going to go for the industrial concern. We want to get our tools and concentrator research done as quickly as possible. Building slots is very good, and tools, I don't really need to explain that. Pretty much self-explanatory. It's one of the best techs in the game. So yeah, take it for sure. We're going to take, actually, we're going to come over here and start researching the medium tank because we're going towards it anyways, and we're going to save PP, and our next PP buy will be the tank designer, of which we'll take the medium tank designer probably. The soft attack and the reliability are really good. Yeah. 5% reliability on the medium 2 is very important. On the medium 3, we'll do a different tank designer, but reliability on the med 2 is very important for Africa because it is a spot where you will attrition a lot. So yeah. Okay, very important. Click the 3rd and final doctrine. I should have clicked that a while ago. That's really stupid of me. Nice. But the extra 15% factory output can now be abused. And we'll get this. That's pretty good. That's pretty good timing, actually. We only need the 1 anyways, just for some extra stats in France. Nice. Shit. I'm done. Help me. The rest of our PP buys from here on out are going to be focused around getting our army XP. Yeah, pretty much just army XP until we need to go for the war industrials, but army XP is the main focus now. Very important. Mucho importante. Okay, we need to switch the bonus around. Here we go. And let's go for the Reichs now. Like Autobahn. Okay, 4, 4, 4, and 4. Should be good enough. Three, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that would actually be 87 right now. We'll see when these are done. We might be able to get away with 92 here, honestly. And I think we probably will want to. Okay, so the extra research slot. Let's pause the game here because we're in single player, so we can. Our extra research slot. What should we use the newest research slot on? Well, mech is the answer to that question, because we're going to go for the German war economy, which will be done in conjunction with this tech, and we'll put all 6 of the mills from German war economy onto mech. Pardon me, jeez, I'm dying. Help me. I don't actually need help. Well, maybe I do. This in a second. This research slot is open. Let's rush computing machine. Research speed is always really nice. Nothing else that's really worth it right now. Excavation techs. They come to mind a little bit, but more importantly, let's design this mech designer. What to use for the mech designer? This is actually a really good question that I'm not entirely sure that I have a good answer to. Probably you're going to want something that gives speed. So, yeah, probably this. Probably this. 10% speed. No, we don't care because we'll get 8 kilometers, no problem here. Probably, actually, we'll probably want to do this, and I'll give it a reason why here. We're going to want to go for this one because we're going to go break through Amtrak's, because we're going to stack soft attack onto our, yeah, we're going to stack soft attack onto the, yeah, we're going to raise the breakthrough here. Let's just hit the engine upgrade. Oh man, we only want 8 kmh here. Yeah, so we want to stack as much breakthrough because we are, we're not going to do a whole lot of breakthrough on our tanks. So yeah, production cost 8.43. That should be fine. Yeah, okay. Save, and nice. It has it all done out correctly. Let's go down 5 there. Very good. And there we go. We're done. Those 6 mills will go on to that, and it is the 6th of January, so we have time right now to sneak in a quick little one of these. A little strategic air effort. Oh, actually, before we do that, we should save PP once again for the war industrialist guy. Oh yeah, we also need to fix this. 86, we need 7 more mills because we're going to want 92 built, but Heimarschacht gives +1. So we're going to want 7 more mills. 2, 4, 6, 7. That is 7 more. Boom, 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 boom. And very good. Let's click the war industrialist guy and strategic air effort for CAS research. Because CAS 2 is very good and we want it. We want the technology. Yeah, so our last civ here is going to finish in 3rd March. So that's pretty good timing. It's not bad. Could be better, but it could also be a lot worse. So, yeah, we're not mad about that. We're not doing too bad here. Yep, we got 5 more civs building. Very, very good. Approve the sale of fighters from our reserve. Very nice. Let's continue to move this down. We're gonna have to micro this down over and over and over again. Remember, we want the row of 15 civs constructing the most important tech. Most important tech, Lamau. The most important building. Okay, here we go. Yep, thank you. And then we're going to hold focus here, because we're going to want to hold focus for demand the Sudetenland, which is a month from now, but doesn't really matter. We want to hold focus for as long as possible. Nice. Boom. Okay, now we're going to go about 40 on fighters. So this is about to be done. We're going to delete the gun line. We're going to go down to 3 on this, 3 on this. We're going to go down to 1 mil on this, 1 mil on AA, and that is about as good as I can do. And that's okay. So, now that fighter 2s are done, let's check, is there anything else we want to think about researching? Honestly, probably not. So we're going to research CAS and go to the dive bombing, plus 10% research speed. And from there, we're still holding focus, so none of the other shit matters. And just remembering now to go back to micro the construction queue with Niederschließen here, or however you say that. I'm sure I'll get made fun of many times throughout the course of this video. Or, yeah, for this video, rather. Ay. Very nice. Continue to micro that down. Very good. Nice. Okay, and that's almost going to be done now. Perfect. That's what we like to see. Alright, now we finally have spare PP coming in, but that doesn't matter. We're just going to go here, and we're just going to hold the enter button. Actually, well, this is what I do, so that way you can get it as fast as possible during an MP game. And there you go. I'm sure that was very lovely to listen to. Okay, we have 150 spare PP, so we can't take promises of peace right now because we have 100% stability, but once we click this, we will, and that's what we want to do. Alrighty, now we have another 100% slot that we've gained there, so we're going to max that bad boy out. Okay, and are we going to be, when is that mill going to be done? Yeah, before that gets finished, so we're going to do this real quick. Just have an 80% slot bit going. Okay, Franken is about to be done. Very good. Very, very good, yeah. Oh, I forgot to switch this over for cast designer. That's very important. Must do everything correctly. Nice. Okay, now that the concentrated 3 has finished, we're going to take a break, research that. Tanks, we want to continue to research tanks. Alrighty. Back to here, medium tank designer, because we want that specific design. And we're going to go for the 3-man turret, and we're going to go for the soft attack improved medium cannon. That is the best one. 1 improved radio, a small cannon, a small cannon. What the fuck is that, man? Heh. Oh. Uh-huh. What? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Very interesting. Sorry, I'm just looking at this for the first time live with you guys. Okay, then we're going to do side-mounted rockets for 1. Do we want to do... Okay, yeah, we'll just put 1 on then. One secondary turret, 1 side-mounted rocket, and design simplification. It's all what the fuck. Very interesting. Camouflage, yeah. Assisted turret drive. Yeah, we don't care about any of these things. Probably don't want to go for this. I kind of am tempted to go for design simplification, and we'll come over here. We'll raise up our reliability here, and go for the fastest possible tanks, which will be 8.6 kilometers. Very good. Only 22 IC. That's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. I'm happy with that tank design. And then we're going to go straight to 40 mil. Actually, we'll probably get away with 50 mils, and we're going to do all of our tank design right now. So that's the medium tank. Then we're going to go breakthrough designer for oh man, I forgot to research to build light tanks from the beginning of the game. That's okay. We're going to go for the 3-man turret for as much soft attack as possible. This guy here, how much soft attack, as much breakthrough as possible on our light tank here. Forbids the light tank roll. Yeah. Alright, we'll go for this and side mounted rockets and this. And we just want to get up to 8.6 kilometers. Very good. Boom. Light tank chassis. This will be our light tank recon. Boom. Just 2 mils. Then we need to go back in here. We need to go here. Another 3-man turret. We'll do flamethrower, flame support company, radio. Pretty much the same shit all over again. We don't want this to be particularly expensive. We also just want a cheap tank to produce. Yeah, nice. Another, okay, we have to do this. Save as new, so that way we make sure we get it. We'll go 3 mils on this, and then we'll go to improved light tank chassis. We will again do the light fixed superstructure, medium armaments. We will do the we'll do the basic rocket launcher because it saves us IC. Very interesting. We'll probably go for this new design thing here. Oh man, before we design this SPG, we also need to switch over to the light tank roll. We must go for the side mounted special modules, and then we're pretty much just going to stack soft stack on this. We don't care about anything else. Okay, we don't need it. We want it to be that fast. Okay, and we will call this the light SPG. We need to save it as new so that we get the design company on it. Very good here. We'll go 5 mils on this. Okay, now we need to go back down here. We need to go to the improved light tank chassis once again, and we need to design a very cheap 1-man turret, small armaments, and improved anti-air gun. On this, we'll go for the hard attack there. We'll go for the soft attack. We'll go for the design simplification. We'll do this. We'll put a torsion bar on here to help with reliability, and this will be an anti-air tank. And on our anti-air tank, actually this is also completely fine with me. We will do this. Save as new. Boom, boom, boom. Our AA tank now. Put I believe we'll need a bit more mils on that, so 8. And the final tank we will design is a tank destroyer, because I still believe that tank destroyers are very good. So armor technology hard attack plus 15%, which is a lot. We'll go back to our improved medium. We'll do medium fixed superstructure. We'll put heavy armament. We will go for the improved heavy cannon. We will put no radio on it, 2 small secondary turrets, because we're trying to stack heart attack here. And is there anything that gives me heart attack? No, I don't think so. Okay, so then we'll go for this. And honestly, we'll also go for this. And we'll put a torsion bar on it to help with some of that shit. Very good. Only 8.4 kilometers, 22 IC. It's more expensive than our main battle tank, but we're not putting that many mils on it because it's not that important. So we'll put this at the top, and we will need something like 12 mils on it. So there we go. That is all of our tank designs. Oh shit, let's max out every single state in Germany except for we're going to go through here, Sudetenland. We want to build 3 there. We want to build 3 there. We want to build 3. We want to build 3. Oh shit. 1, 2, 3 there. Sashin. 1, 2, 3. Niederschleusen. 1, 2, 3. And that'll be good. That's good. Yep. Very nice. Oh. We want. Apparently people are saying you should go to 10 on that. So I don't know how factual that is, but we'll do it. Ew, I have +1 civ than I needed. I fucked up. I built 93 and I really only need to build 92 civs. Ew, ew, ew. Gross. Oh, armaments guy. Let's get the mill now. Very good. Very good, yeah. Okay, so briefly, let's look at the template that we're going to use for fighting people like this. And we'll remove this, and we will add support that. So let's grab this infantry division. Let's try and get 120 of them, which should be fairly easy to do. We can probably even get a bit more than 120 here. Yeah, a lot more than 120. We could probably go something like 150 here. Yeah, very nice. So we can do about 150 inf here, which is nice to cover all of the borders if we need it. We're only going to get the 9 tanks, but we actually have stockpile probably for more than that. I just kind of fucked up my mech production, so we'll just ignore that because actually we're not that close to having 12 tanks. Yeah, we're pretty far off from it, honestly. Yeah, not really worth it. Much better to just do the stockpile with 9 tanks. So yeah. This is basically the guide to what type of Germany I would have. We would have, you know, just 9 just regular old tanks. They don't have very high breakthrough, but we are going to switch the doctrine real quick. This, yeah, nice. Now this should improve the breakthrough of the template. Yeah, so 676 breakthrough. We lost a little bit of heart attack, but that's okay. We have 531 soft attack, pretty good. HP and org, and obviously very high recovery rates. Those are all things that matter a lot. In terms of fighter count for Danzig, we have 1.9k fighters, which is actually 1921. I mean, we'll get a little bit more by the time Danzig rolls around, not that much. Basically, 2k fighters. We have 1,000 casts, which is really good. In total, we have built only 140 cast 2, but still, that's really good. And then, of course, the most important part of this entire build, because this is an air build and an air-focused build, we have attack bombers. So, attack bombers are really good in the mod right now. Very important to build. Yeah, this is the conclusion, I suppose, to this. Hopefully I get the time to, or the chance rather, to show you guys this build in actual MP gameplay and not just in the format of a YouTube video. But for now, this will have to do. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. The only thing that I would say if you want to change something about this template is you could add in another medium tank if you wanted to. You get a bit more recovery rate, a bit more soft attack, but you lose some hard attack. You can definitely afford it. I don't know, up to you, whatever you want to do. So yeah, if you do a bit better macro than me and you put mills on mech earlier as well, you can probably get 12 tanks out instead of 9 tanks like me, the noob, because pretty much all you're missing to get the correct number of tanks out, which would be 12, is about, well, it's showing me, no, over here, is 32 days worth of mechanized equipment production. So if you go up to 12 or something mills on mech early on, then you will get the desired number of tanks, which is 12, out for Danzig. So yeah, there's a way to do better than me at the plum sauce. Enjoy your day, guys. Hopefully I get this video out to you soon. Let me know if you want the face cam in these. I didn't use it today, but maybe we'll use it in future videos. Thank you if you made it this far. If not, all good. Enjoy the rest of your day. So yeah.